Welcome to Jurassic Park.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Why don't we just wait here for a little while?
Do you want to know what it is?
There's no knowing where you might be swept off to.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee.
I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
There's a special rug in hell reserved for people who waste good scotch.
He peed on my rug!
He peed on the dude's rug.
Do your worst.
Final report, the commercial starship Nostromo.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Well, welcome to your feature presentation, the podcast where we bring you the latest and greatest movies and pop culture. We're talking Home Alone today. It's going to be a super fun episode. With me is the matinee maniac, Andrew McKay.
Hello. This is actually, this week I'm going to see a matinee movie for the first time in a long time. So the nickname follows. School will be out. I'm a teacher. School will be out for Christmas. And I'm going to go to a movie by myself.
That's beautiful.
And it's like a 2 p.m. movie, I think. Yeah.
What are you going to see by yourself?
Awesome. Nosferatu.
I actually have something to say about Nosferatu.
Oh, sure.
There is a Home Alone connection to Nosferatu. This is hilarious.
I'm excited.
But we are burying the lead. We have a very special guest. Andrew, I got a question for you. Do you need a new wood table?
Well, I'm at a wood table right now, and I can't think of anything more than how much I hate this specific one.
Get it out of here.
Oh, I want a new one so bad.
Well, I know someone who can help you. He can craft the table, lickety-split, ship it straight to your door. Joining us from the Ghost Runners podcast, Brad Ellis.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So great. Thank you for... Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You guys are doing some good stuff here. So
thanks for being a part.
Sure.
Yeah, so you're on the Ghost Runners podcast, G Shorts comedy.
Yep.
Brad Ellis Custom Creations. Literally do woodworking. So you can have people listen to your podcast and then order a table from you and then watch your videos while they're at that table. I mean...
Yes, absolutely. 100% of the things. Yeah, man. Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I started out doing woodworking and started doing a podcast on the side, kind of like you guys did, where it's like, I don't know what's going to happen with this thing. And then we gained some traction and then turned that into a video channel for a while. Yeah, we're still doing videos to an extent, but not nearly as extremely. And it's just fun. It's just me and my friend talking just like you guys are, just like lighthearted conversation that's just fun and just rehashing, life events. And it's a blast, man. So got to meet you in Maui and became fast friends. So this is fun.
Yeah. Shout out to TJ. Great. He brought us together. He was like,
yes,
Heath needs a guest for his podcast. So we're going to bring these guys together. That was the whole purpose.
TJ's like, it's not going to be me.
Yeah.
I'm going to punt off on Brad.
Will not be there.
You need to get TJ on because TJ loves movies.
Oh,
And like a different world than I do. Like I'm like a 90s like mainstream movie guy. Like I think TJ knows the deep cuts that I've never heard of that you guys are all about probably.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah,
like Nosferatu. I don't even know what that is.
You're like, what are you talking about?
I've heard that term, but I don't know. I couldn't pick it out of a lineup,
Well,
so.
I know way too much about Nosferatu, so you've come to the right place.
Okay.
Good. No, that'd be super fun to have TJ on Maui. So I've got then he was 6-month old. Now he's 7-month old, 8-month old, right? So I wasn't watching a lot of movies, especially the movies I wanted to watch. It was like kid stuff when it was for my daughter and things like that. So when I went to Maui, I had this huge list of movies that I was like, I'm just going to, like on the plane ride, like I'm just going to pump as many through as I could. And so I was watching at TJ's house, I watched Parasite, Train to Busan, and Andrew, what's that crazy one with the plants?
The Happening.
The Happening.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
And TJ knew every time. He was like, "Oh, you watching The Happening?" It's like, "Yep."
Oh, hilarious.
I am.
And you guys watched was it Train to Busan? Like you guys watched one late at night one time.
Yeah.
Like was that the weird one that I don't know? It sounded super weird.
It was the zombie movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that movie. It was so good.
It's so good. It's one of the best zombie movies ever.
It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, we could I think I want to do an episode on Train to Busan because it was just like one of those movies that's such an example of a well done well written movie.
Okay.
It's amazing. But we're bearing the lead a little bit. We're talking Home Alone, right?
Yep.
It's Christmas
Yeah.
time. I've got some fun stuff for you guys. I've got some games. You guys just met,
Right.
and you're going to be competing. It's going to be great.
Fun. Okay.
go.
So let's start off with. So I was, I listened to the Ghost Runners glossary episode, and you literally brought up Home Alone on that episode, and you said it's part of who you are, right? So, just tell us what does Home Alone mean to you, Brad?
Man, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think Christmas in general, there's something just so nostalgic and perfect about the Christmas season. And Home Alone feels like it embodies that perfectly for who I am. Like, I don't know how to exactly describe it. I'm not acting like it's the perfect movie to everybody, or like there's not plot holes left and right in everything about it. But it's just the perfect movie to me. And I think I was born in 1990, which I think is the year it came out. And so it's a little bit before my time in childhood, but not really. Like, it's like right there. And so I mean, everything about it is nostalgic to me, but also just like perfectly timeless. And so I just love it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's, I can't wait to show it. So I have my oldest is 7 years old, and then my boy is 4 years old. And right now he's obsessed with the Home Alone soundtrack. He doesn't even, I mean, it's all just like the, like the instrumental soundtrack, the John Williams soundtrack. And he just wants to listen to it a ton. And like, even from the soundtrack, he understands like what's going on in the movie and all this stuff. So I'm just, someday I'm excited to like finally show it to them. But, just always have loved it. I mean, obviously Macaulay Culkin is just a treasure in that movie. The casting's awesome. So yeah, I think that's kind of I should have prepared more about like, what's my answer to that question, but like,
that's great.
It's just, I just love it. I think everything about it just embodies, in general, I think that the 90s movies, there's something nostalgic about, or just like, I love that era of movies. Maybe even late 80s into 90s. I don't know exactly the right years for everything, but like, just watched Die Hard last week with my wife's family. And I hadn't seen it until like maybe 5 years ago. Like, it's a relatively new movie to me. And now it's like every year you got to watch Die Hard.
Yeah.
And I just think like, I don't know, Tommy Boy, like all these movies that were made, late 80s, early to mid 90s, just like, I don't know, there's something about them that they're just awesome. And I don't know if they're going to be made. Like, I don't know if those kind of movies are going to be made anymore. That like low to mid budget movie, maybe they're going to be made and just thrown right to Hulu or something like that. But you're not seeing those in theater nearly as much. So anyway, I just get nostalgic about it for sure. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I feel a similar way. Andrew, what is this movie, or why is this movie special to you? Or is it? I guess I don't even know the answer to that. You hate this movie?
I hate this movie. No, I love this movie. There's a bunch of movies growing up as a kid. We had like very limited opportunity for movies or TV shows, especially when I was younger. But this one was a consistent rent from, like, we had like a Hollywood Video in our town, and we'd go there as soon as it was like post Thanksgiving. It seemed so consistent, and if it wasn't like rented on our like for our VHS player, then it's just one of the movies that is on at a hotel. Like, you get to a hotel for some reason and you're flipping through, and I feel like Home Alone was consistently one of those movies where you just drop in halfway and you're like, oh, I'm so glad that I like showed up. Like, I can hop in anytime, and it's always so fun. So there's nostalgia. It's just, like you said, Brad, it's like timeless. Yeah. So many kids, like my students who, I mean, they're like 14 years old. They love Home Alone. Yeah. And it's just such a good movie.
Right. Yeah. I think, and maybe it's my wife is a little bit more of a classic gal, if you will. But she loves even like the decorations in the home, or like my wife has a coat like Kevin's mom in Home Alone. Oh, because cool, yeah. all growing up, she kept being like, I love that coat. And every year she'd watch the movie and be like, I still love that coat. And finally she bought one of these coats that looks kind of like hers, and she gets compliments all the time. And so it's just like everything about the movie. Yeah, of course it feels like 90s in a way, but then it's also like, but it still holds up. Like, it's not like, oh, this is so outdated. Look at these old computers or, anything like that.
Yeah.
So Yeah, it's just timeless.
That's awesome. Yeah, so the movie was directed by Chris Columbus, and I always cracks me up because that's a name like why would you name your kid Christopher Columbus? Like odd choice. But
your last name's Jordan, and it's like I think we should name him Mike.
Yeah,
I bet that guy's gonna love that.
It just fits together. I don't know why. But yeah, Chris Columbus. So he was the director of Harry Potter and among other things. So he actually was trying to make this a timeless Christmas movie. And I think it definitely looks 90s, but he was like, I just didn't want to do anything extreme, like nothing like hairstyles. They're still very 90s because you can't like do something outside of your time. But I think he just tried to do everything subtler so that it wasn't like, it doesn't scream 90s. Like I think it feels 90s, but it's not like ridiculous hairstyles or, it's like no one was listening to like Nirvana, and like stuff like that. But yes,
that's a good point. Like all the music, there's not like, as far as I can think of, like there's none of the soundtrack is like, oh, brand new songs for this soundtrack only or anything like that. It's all like, old school Christmas hits and John Williams and all that stuff. So
yeah, that's a good which word. John Williams, again, is such a timeless, composer, feels that way. Written by John Hughes, so that whole Breakfast Club, kind of just like that 80s kind of wave. I think this movie to me is really special as well. I loved seeing it growing up. My family is pretty conservative, and so I wasn't allowed to watch a ton of things. And so this was definitely one that I'm always surprised sometimes because I'm like, the kid's kind of a jerk to his family, and like, dude, he says, he says words that I would have gotten in trouble for.
100%. That's part of the reason why I can't show my kids.
Right. Not yet.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's timeless. It's a yearly watch for me, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's a toss-up between if 1 or 2 is better, honestly. I love 2 as well.
I agree. We just watched 2, like last week, and it's like, it's so good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them are, phenomenal. Which you can't say that about very many movies, that the second one rivals the first. So and as a kid, as a little boy, all I wanted was to defend my house like Kevin did. All I wanted was to take target practice with a BB gun. I wanted one of those laundry chutes so bad. Yeah, like did those exist anywhere in the world? Like I never had one. Like a laundry chute like that looked like the coolest thing ever. So you just want to be like that. You like I think even now like. My son, we have 2 of these like Home Alone books, like that just explain the story. Basically, that's another reason why my son loves it so much at 4 years old. But now, even today, like my mom and dad came over the other day to babysit. My dad's not obviously, but taller than my mom, and so my son's like, "You're gonna be Marv, and Grandma, since you're shorter, you're gonna be Harry." And he's like, There's just something like innate about boys that just want to defend against the bad guys.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah, I remember like that kind of woken up something like I remember playing Home Alone. Like that seems like so unique. Like I think that movie like was that much in the subconscious. They're like, I want to defend the family. I want to pull pranks.
Yeah.
He just makes it look so easy. He's like, oh, of course, I'm gonna spread tar here. Of course, I'm gonna like lay these like breakable sharp objects over here. That's just it seems so like effortless for Kevin, which is a great like character point for him. Like it makes it really fun.
So true, man. Yeah, I just for the first time. My oldest is 7 years old right now. But for the first time in my parenting life, I stepped on. I think it was a Matchbox car, something like that, the other day, and it hurt so bad. Like it debilitated me. Like I almost fell to the ground. And I was like, Kevin knew what he was talking about, man. So
that's good.
Wow. Speaking of stepping on stuff, the Micro Machines. Did you guys have Micro Machines growing up?
What are they talking about?
Yeah.
I noticed that, and I was like, what is a Micro Machine?
Yeah,
I remember them. I don't know if I ever had one. Are they real? Are they?
Yes.
Did you have them, Heath?
Yeah, they had they'd come in with like a base, like Air Force base or like Army base, and they were like little guys. It was like mini. I want to say like mini action figures. Like they were like small. They didn't articulate or anything, but they had like little cars that were like smaller than Hot Wheels cars. But they were really. I was obsessed. They were really fun.
So it's like Transformers, kind of.
Yeah, but they didn't transform.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you're like,
just
what
they
happened
were
to Micro Machines? And you're like, they were kind of lame, and maybe that's what happened to them. But I love them as a kid.
Yeah, that's great.
So, real quick, our Nosferatu reference. So,
sure.
Nosferatu is actually, it's very interesting, Brad. Are you ready for this interesting
Okay.
knowledge?
I'm ready, baby.
So the original Bram Stoker's Dracula was going to be made into a movie, and the wife of the author that had passed away basically pulled the license. Like, I don't want you guys to make this movie anymore. So they switched it from making the first Dracula movie, basically made it a very similar movie and called it Nosferatu. And so this is a movie creation that was supposed to be Dracula, but just kidding. So it's kind of a fake Dracula, and now this is a remake with Willem Dafoe. So that's where we're at. But so Chris Columbus is a producer on Nosferatu, so that's our Home Alone.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and it comes out Christmas Day. So if you're bored and you
Yeah, good to know.
your kids aren't ready for Home Alone, but maybe they're ready for Nosferatu. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah, they're
Black and
probably
white
not
horror
sarcastic
vampire.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're that's good. Interesting. Yeah, Chris Columbus. Well, it's either Chris Columbus or John Hughes. I can't remember. No, Chris Columbus. It's like his catalog of movies is so random. It feels like yeah, he's done Home Alone. He's done like the Home Alone Uncle Buck kind of things, I think. But then he also did Harry Potter and some more like romantic movies and stuff like that, I think. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. The dude just is all over the place, but
The John
does good work.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up Uncle Buck too, because I was watching some of the behind the scenes stuff, and Chris Columbus did not want Macaulay in Home Alone because he didn't want the kid from Uncle Buck. Like, which is so funny to think about because that movie was so big at that time. Right. It's like, well, I don't want to use the kid from that famous movie that everyone's seen. And like now, I would argue so many more people know Home Alone than they do Uncle Buck.
Sure,
but
yeah, totally.
But Uncle Buck is delightful as well. So
yeah.
So yeah, we just got so we can kind of just go through the movie linearly, and we have some fun games to play along the way.
Let's go.
So yeah, we have the opening with the the pizza delivery and all the nonsense, the big house getting ready. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but this feels so. I think John Hughes writes these movies so well because it feels so familiar. Like we've all been in those big houses with multiple families, just all getting ready, and just like yeah. You guys have any memories of that, or did that connect at all?
Oh yeah, my mom was is one of 6 girls in her family, so we have a huge extended family, and so yeah, just every holiday was just so busy, so fun, so chaotic, and just I was one of the youngest ones, so luckily by the time I got around, it didn't feel as chaotic to me, but like yeah, man, it was just so fun. It's 100% relatable. Like you're feeling like I've been in these houses that somehow fit all these people, even though it's like I don't know how logistically we're all cramming in here. Oh, so much so.
Yeah, you kind of want to see a floor plan. You're like, wait, where are you all staying? Like, does this actually work?
Right.
Yep. I had a childhood friend who had like the biggest house, and it felt like the McAllister house because when she kicks Kevin out into the 3rd level, right. I was like, you guys have a basement and 3 levels on top of that? So it's like a childhood friend of mine, they had 3 livable levels in their home.
Wow. As
well as a basement. And I was like, it was like every single room you walk in, and they had like 12 kids or something crazy. Like there's so much going on constantly. You could just walk into a room and there's something unique and interesting happening. Guaranteed. And that's like
who needs TV,
Yeah, exactly. That was like the Home Alone house feeling of like everyone is so weird and they're just like full to the brim.
Right.
You can go anywhere and there's something funny happening.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nearly as awesome if it were like, just 2 families of 3 kids each, or whatever. Yeah. Like it has to be, I don't know how many kids. Like there's maybe 5 in Kevin's family and however many in the other family, but it's like it's got to be a ton of kids. That's what makes it like that.
Yeah. It's such a fun atmosphere. So then so we're going into Buzz's room, and they meet Old Man Marley for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salt in the trash cans turns the bodies to mummies. What a
Yeah.
terrifying guy.
This was like, yeah, like this was the point in this recent rewatch where I really was reminded, like, oh, this whole thing ultimately is from Kevin's perspective as an 8-year-old. It's not like it's not us watching an 8-year-old who's left home alone. Like, the movie sells the scary things, the things that would be scary for an 8-year-old kid. And that was like the first like little temperature gauge of like, oh, this is super whimsical.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take it seriously. Like, you take off your adult hat and you put on your 8-year-old boy hat and you go, of course that guy has dead bodies in that salt trash can.
Right.
Kevin, you're so right. Like,
Yeah.
you better listen to Buzz. Like, watch out.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was just going to say there's so many things from Home Alone that I quote all the time. And my wife, to her credit, I bet my wife and I, as far as like husband and wife combo, we could win a lot of Home Alone trivia nights against other people. Like,
Nice.
I'm not saying like we both know the most, but I think as a couple, we probably like, and so I can quote it with her and she'll keep right up. And one of the quotes that we quote a lot is when he says, "Is it true French babes don't shave their pits?" And they go, "Some don't." And then he goes, "They got nude beaches though." And he goes, "Not in the winter." And we say, for whatever reason, we just throw out "not in the winter" a lot, like in our house. No, not in the winter. Yeah. So, not in the winter.
Man,
Anyway, but that's a great
so-
scene. Yeah, you're right. It
so good.
totally does, like, yeah, it is his perspective that makes it so magical and heavy. Where it's like, of course this guy's not doing those crazy things, but as an 8-year-old, 100% he could be doing it.
yeah.
And as an 8-year-old, you thought that about your neighbor. I did, at least.
For sure.
Stranger danger was all the rage. Like, everyone could be, don't ever look at that guy. He's driving a van. Like, he's probably a murderer.
Yeah.
He lays floor. On the he's a Finnish carpenter and he's just a scary guy like Heath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I try to finish things.
He has a beard.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, exactly. Those bearded guys.
Yeah,
So-
it's amazing. Yeah, I think I remember these conversations as a kid. Like, I was the kid who believed everyone. I was just like, I was smaller. I'm a big guy now. I'm a big boy. Okay. Did you guys say I was small? Because I'm pretty sure I'm a big boy. But I was the kid. I was a smaller kid, and I was the one that like believed everything. Like, I'd go play with my friends at the park, and they'd be like, that house, they sell drugs. You know what I mean? Like one of those things.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah.
I was so gullible. I believed every single thing. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They sell, there's Japanese spies from World War II in that house selling heroin.
Right. Weird
That's
things went
nuts.
down, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I will one up you with the gullible level, because it wasn't until I was like 18 or 19 years old that I was like seriously watched Home Alone again, like all the start to finish, all the way through, that I realized as a child that Harry's like disguise as the police officer worked for me. Like, I was like, who's that guy?
Oh, really?
Like in the beginning of the movie, it took me a decade of watching this movie as a child to get over the disguise. I'm like, oh, that's Harry, and he's scouting out like the houses. And there was always this weird disconnect of like, how do Harry and Marv know that all these people are gone, and how do they know the like timing of the lights and everything? And so I just was reminded of that in this rewatch. It's like, man, back when I thought that they just had a random police officer in the beginning of the movie just to set the preface that they were leaving.
Right. Yeah.
I was just so, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like,
Just a guy that just walks in to just warn people. That happens all the time.
Yep. yeah,
Yeah. That's great.
He's a good cop. That's nice.
yeah,
Right. Yep.
great cop.
I've seen worse too, Andrew. I've seen people say, why do they have him play the same? Like, why is he playing two different parts? I've heard people say that. And I'm like, he's casing the place. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they're like,
That's
what?
great.
But guaranteed, my my mom talks a lot during movies, so 100% I've probably been hearing my whole life. It's like he's casing the place, like just over my shoulder, and I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah.
She's like externally processing the movie, basically.
Like,
okay,
he's casing the place.
His gold tooth sparkled. Interesting. I remember that.
Oh, did you see that gold tooth? That's gonna come back. I bet. That's great.
That's my gold tooth. That's my gold tooth. Oh man. So we got the pizza delivery guy. This is not part of my game, but do you guys know how much the pizza cost?
Oh,
I do.
Pizza's $12, right?
Yeah.
122.50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Way
at
to
you
go.
go.
I haven't even watched it this year, man. Come on.
Somebody owes me $122.50.
Where'd that 50 cents get? Like, 10 pizzas, $12, and then 50 cents on top of it for tax.
That's the delivery fee. And the 90.
Just a nice solid 50-cent tax.
Oh, because somebody owes me $122.50.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, so we got the brothers, and man, Frank shows up. He grabs the pizzas, and it's my brother's house. He'll pay for it.
Yeah, he'll take care of it.
Frank, I would say this movie is so quotable, but every line that Frank says, I think, is just like it's gold.
Yeah,
it is gold. Travelers,
another classic. Another classic in the Ellis household is put in your purse. Put in your purse.
Literally.
Did you say that?
Yeah, he's like tick tick. This is real crystal. Put that in your purse. Put it in your purse.
Fill it up, please. Fill it up.
Fill it up.
Yeah, fill it up. Champagne is free, right?
Oh, sorry to ruin your fun, Mr. Cheapskate.
Yeah, right.
Look what you did, you jerk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Traveler's Checks is one of my favorite. Just like, I feel like that's one I quote. When you just don't, it doesn't even make sense. It's just like Traveler's Checks. Frank, you can cover it. So this is something I did learn on this one. I never realized. So Kevin, I think I learned this a while ago, but I believe that he has one slice of pizza for him. Is that what I'm understanding? Because he says, did somebody order me a cheese? And Buzz is like scarfing down a piece of pizza. So this time I'm like, oh, he ate the cheese that was supposed to be Kevin's. But I'm like, are we saying that there was only one slice of cheese, or like?
No, I think everybody ate.
Okay, it was already gone.
Yeah. But Buzz was shoving it in there too.
That last one.
Yeah.
It's
like Buzz took the last piece, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna get him."
Yeah.
Right. That's another one. Like, talk about something that you didn't realize for the longest time. I was until I don't know 3 years ago. I always thought that Buzz threw up, like because he's like Kevin, get it. And it's actually just the milk that falls down and stuff.
That's amazing.
So,
like maybe he wasn't even faking it. Like he was actually sick and throwing up.
Yeah,
that's what I didn't understand that he was faking it and like messing with Kevin.
Yeah,
I just thought like, Kevin, get a plate. I'll give you some cheese pizza now. I was like,
yeah,
that's kind of nasty, but all right.
Helping out.
Also, how do you guys feel? Sorry, tangent.
No, you're good.
Pizza and milk? Yes or no?
No. What?
Absolutely yes, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man. I grew up with milk all the time, and for whatever reason, with like tomato sauce based like spaghetti and milk, nice. Pizza.
Oh, that sounds like acid reflux.
Take your Tums, man. You'll love it.
Okay. I was gonna say I have a soft spot for milk and pasta. Like it's like.
Yeah, it's the same idea, I think.
I've never tried pizza and milk, but so I do have a dairy problem. Yeah. So I, pretty people in their dairy or their stomach issues.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. But I tell myself in the mirror, But, I think that does really balance well. So I could see the pizza and milk thing.
And for the record, I don't know the last time I've done it, but like, it sounds awesome.
Sounds like tonight, man. Sounds like right.
It's not like I go
immediately.
Local pizza parlor and be like, hey, you got a glass of 2% back there for me?
Give me a slice and some 2% right now.
I was gonna say that as a grown man, are you allowed to order milk at a restaurant?
Yeah, you have to be pretty confident in yourself at that point.
You have milk?
Yeah.
That would feel so weird.
You would order me a plain cheese. Yeah. And some milk.
Also, real quick, the such a mom line that I love in the background is, I hope you're all drinking milk. Because
they say
they say because they're leaving. And so, because they're like,
right.
it's like, hey, milk's gonna go bad, so I hope you're all drinking milk because we're, we'll leave in tomorrow, And I was like, that is such a mom line. I love that.
Oh, that's great. I've never noticed that.
So,
I think one of my biggest emotions during that whole mess scene when Kevin like tackles Buzz is like, what kind of messed up, terrible family is this? Because who sees sees something happen like that, or hears a loud noise? Like the dad is like pouring soda and goes, huh? And like just crushes the 2-liter and throws it on the table. He goes, the passports. Like, and then he like throws away Kevin's ticket. Like,
right.
I've never seen an actual family just like loud noise, like throw all liquid.
Just explode everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, like why do you squeeze the 2-liter and just gush out? What are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, we all have kids. I feel like when the messes happen, it's more of a just make eye contact with the wife and just be like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, like somebody gets tackled and you're like, oh no, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, and the fact that like Frank only goes after Kevin, like, hey, Buzz kind of provoked this thing.
Yeah.
Come on.
And like, you look at Buzz. Yeah. Everyone in the family knows, like, we know what kind of kid Buzz is. Okay.
I love
he's for some reason his mom lets him have like 15 lewd posters in his bedroom, but Kevin can't call someone a fart face. Like, what's going on here?
Kevin can't have one piece of cheese pizza.
Right. Yeah. Ridiculous.
I think it's in the
Buzz, you want to go buy another poster tonight? Let's go.
Let's get you a poster, bud. Yeah. In the second one, Buzz's apology, Kevin, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so good.
And then his mom, Buzz, that was very sweet. Like, you just know he's that kid that, oh man, wrapped around the finger. Okay, so we've got the fake I'm sorry. Like when Kevin's like, okay, Kevin is being like just such a jerk, and they take him up to the 3rd floor, and he's like, the 3rd floor, and I'm sorry.
It's too late. Yeah. So good.
I just feel like we all see, like, I've seen, my daughter's 2.5. That's my oldest. And like, she's already done that. Like, when she knows she's about to get in trouble, like the tone change, the eye dogs. Mm-hmm. Brad, would you say that the same thing? Like your kids?
100%. Oh yeah. I mean, especially I do think my 4-year-old son looks a lot like Kevin from, like, he looks kind of like, he's got some Macaulay Culkin in him. And so sometimes it's just like, he's so cute. It's just like, yeah, nice try, buddy. Like, there's people at our church that are like, how do you ever say no to that kid? And I'm like, you get used to it pretty quick. And you know how to say that. Well, 100% he does. Yeah. So
then we got the 8 a.m. flight, which I think is hilarious because they're like, we're leaving at 8 a.m. And it's like, you guys needed to set an alarm for 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And
not a single one of those adults just woke up at 5:45 like the rest of us do.
That's a good word. It's your circadian rhythm doesn't let you sleep in it.
No.
Yeah. I was gonna say because their kids are a little older, but I still feel like, man, you still have younger kids. I mean, grade school kids. Like, your body's not letting you sleep past 8. I don't feel like
they had a traumatic experience the night before.
The milk is true. The milk.
A lot of cleaning up with the milk. Yeah.
So, man. So then we got the classic, like, running through the airport scene. I mean, who doesn't think about that every time you're late for a flight or every time you're like in a rush at the airport? Like,
So I have a note on that rushing around trying to get in the cars, like the vans. There's so many things that happen in this movie that are just one-off instances that are the reason that Kevin is left at home. Like, if there's like 5 or 6 things that just happen, and if one of them didn't happen, then they would have remembered Kevin, right? So it's like really interesting that they do that. However, my linchpin, the reason that I think that he got left at home was Mitch Murphy from across the street.
Mitch Murphy.
It sucks.
Yeah.
He's the worst. Like, if Mitch Murphy had not been yapping the ear off of that driver and like going through their stuff, like he's in the van just like, oh, what do you guys got in here? And like Heather counts him.
Right.
because she thought he was Kevin. If that hadn't happened,
Yeah, or if he would have said, "Oh, I'm
It's
not
all-
going," I'm
yeah, or like just turn around, like, why'd you touch my head? And she's like,
Right.
oh, you're not Kevin.
Yeah.
Like, that kid sucks so bad. Oh, man, it's all his fault. Mitch Murphy is the worst.
Do you guys ever like watch a movie? Maybe I'm crazy for this, but like every time I watch Home Alone or every time I watch certain movies,
Big glass of
I'm
milk
like,
right in your hand.
oh, dude, just a nice whole milk, put some chocolate syrup in it, swing it around.
Ooh.
No, every time I'm like, what if this time they're like, oh, that's not Kevin, that's Mitch Murphy, and they don't leave him. Like every time I think maybe they won't leave him this time.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's not how movies work.
Yeah.
Like they don't just change on you over time. But every time I watch it, I'm like, maybe this time Kevin's mom will give him some forgiveness. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys ever do that? Does that make
Oh,
sense?
yeah.
I think that's a testament to like the movie makes you want that so bad. So even on the rewatch, you see the movie, but they've written the dialogue and they've paced the movie so expertly that you still feel that desire, even though you know what's going to happen. You're like,
Yeah.
please just forgive Kevin,
Right.
or like, please somebody wake up, like
Yeah.
like that weird magic thing, which I think that there is magic in Home Alone because well, I don't know if it's good magic because he got
Bad magic.
oh, the ending was okay, but like when he's like, yeah, I don't ever want to see you guys again, and she's like, say it one more time, I dare you, which
Yeah.
was a weird mom move, but first of all, but he says it and then he gets upstairs and he like wishes it inside his brain, like he doesn't say it out loud. The wind blows.
Yeah.
The Santa on the front of the door is like
Creepy Santa.
yeah, creepy Santa, and then the branch falls, and I was like, did Kevin genuinely in the canon of this movie, did Kevin make that happen because of a magic wish?
Right.
I
Yeah.
think so.
That's deep. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely playing with that, right? With the wind, like something mystical
Yeah.
has happened, right? Man,
Yeah.
I never.
Did Kevin? But when he wish that, did he also? No, that wasn't the time where the wet bandits, sticky bandits got out of jail. Never mind. I take it back. That was the next.
Oh, good point. Good point about Home Alone 2.
Maybe the magic came back. Yeah.
Oh.
This time, the magic's real.
Yeah. No, but I think going back to the airport scene, I feel like so my I just keep talking about my kids. Whatever. I like my kids a lot. My wife and oldest daughter just went to the Nutcracker Ballet for the first time this past week. And so we've been listening to Nutcracker like just music recently. We're so sophisticated like that with our milk and our pizza, and it's amazing.
Very nice. Very nice.
No, and
That's like family outing.
but dude, I don't think I realized until this year, recently, that so much of the music from Home Alone is very, very similar, like almost like inspired, copied, whatever you want to call it, from the Nutcracker. I think that's what makes the music so good. And so there's literally, I don't know what all the songs are from the Nutcracker, but like there's literally a song very similar to the, airplanes or airport scene in the Nutcracker. And so it's like no wonder this is such good music. It's already been proven by Tchaikovsky back in the day.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like John Williams is known for that, and I love it because he owns that. He talks a lot about like, oh yeah, I totally took this song from here. Like Jaws is from a classic, movement and things like that. And he's like, he has no shame about it. He's like, yeah, made awesome music.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, so is it like, has that been documented that he said like this is Nutcracker inspired?
I haven't heard that particularly, but I know that he talks about that kind of thing a lot. So I believe it.
Yeah, it's cool.
We'll say it right now.
Makes sense.
So actually, John Williams has said that he took that airport running music from.
Yes, dude. I read that too.
Yeah.
John.
John.
Oh, it is? It's from, it's just the Nutcracker. All of it. Even what was it? Run, Run, Rudolph?
Yeah.
That's from Nutcracker too. That's great. All right, bye.
Chuck Berry. Yeah, Chuck Berry was the original Nutcracker back in the day.
You know that new sound you've been looking for? It's your cousin, Marvin Berry.
Marvin Berry.
I love
So good.
Back to the Future. Okay, we're talking about kids. Here's a tangent. I don't feel like I can show my kids Back to the Future.
Why? I mean, I don't know that movie as well as I probably should.
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Like ever, you would never do it?
There's a how do I say this nicely? The forced physical activity, and I feel like it's like the implied, like that's one of those things where you don't think about that until you're watching it through, and you're like, this movie is, I feel like a kid. Most of the time, it's like a family movie. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard. Upper grade school, middle school age, but then like, man, I just like that's a hard one for like
interesting
kids.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm so sensitive to everything now. Our kids, they're never going to watch anything. You know, like even like the sarcasm. Like my daughter is not an angel by any means, but she is so kind to her little brothers and sisters, and I'm like, I don't want you to ever learn that you could be mean to them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so like Home Alone. Yeah, it's like, I want her to be very secure in like how she treats them before she watches stuff like that. You know?
Yeah.
Dude,
and that's not even that extreme of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
So.
When Kevin, at the beginning of the movie, when Kevin, like his mom was like, hey, out of the bedroom, he goes, how about you hang up that phone and make me? I audibly gasped. I was like, you can talk to your mom like that?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
100%.
I don't know. I get this vibe that the family does like each other. They're at least loyal, but they are jerks. All of them are jerks to everyone else.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, they're so mean to each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I think there's even cut scenes or extended scenes. I always get confused. So this movie I originally saw recorded on VHS, which I realized years later was actually like several scenes were cut out just for like length reasons.
Okay.
And so there's a couple scenes that I'm still like, feels like a new scene because I've only watched this for the past, 5 years of my life instead of 34, There's a really great deleted scene with Marv and Harry. Have you guys seen the deleted scenes from this movie?
I don't think so.
I think so. It's so funny. So they're basically just talking about how no one goes home for Christmas anymore. It's like, man, just like the materialism of this world. Like they're like, it's a shame. Like they're like ripping all these people off. They're like, you know what? Christmas is different these days. Do you remember back in the day, used to be go home for Christmas, And,
Right.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
So that's another thing in this movie is where is everyone? Like, everyone's gone for the holidays. Like, where are they? You're like Midwest Chicago?
Well,
yeah.
The
Where are you
Murphys
going
are
for
in
Christmas?
Oh, you're saying like where do they live?
No, like where do all of them go? Like, why are all of them gone?
the Murphys are in Florida.
Right.
Obviously.
Are they all in Florida? Everyone from Chicago?
They're all visiting. Yeah, they're snowbird, retired grandparents in Florida or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Whereas, everybody, like he's just like pointing out all the houses that are turning their lights on, that are going to be gone.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, they deck their houses out like crazy, and then they don't even stay for Christmas.
And then they ditch. See ya.
All right. So in the movie, Kevin wakes up. He realizes he's alone. I feel like I've had that moment, like when you wake up and when you're a kid, you didn't realize everyone was gone already, or you're just like walking through the house.
Dude, I have that moment as an adult. If it's just a random day
no one here.
where like my wife takes our son to daycare and then she goes to work, I'll wake up at 7 and I'm like, hello? Where's everybody?
You're wearing a tousled blonde wig, just like walking through your house.
With slippers running through the snow.
Talk about stuff that I wanted. I wanted Kevin's robe. Like, I thought that was the coolest thing. I was just like...
But you could never pull it off like he does, though. You know what I mean?
I tried, honestly.
Like, we would just look goofy. Yeah.
Just like, this is not working for me, this robe. Yeah. So we got the classic, goes into Buzz's room, looks at the picture of his girlfriend, and says, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof. Do you guys know who that was?
No, I don't.
I do. It was, it was somebody's son.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Columbus's son or John Hughes or somebody, but like they felt so bad about the idea of like making like some teenage girl, like this ugly girl.
Yeah.
So like we got to use this boy or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, it was the art director's son. And yeah, exactly.
Art director's son.
And he was just like, it's so funny because that would be so fun as a middle school boy, just like braces, put on a wig, just...
Totally. Oh, yeah. You went to the movie with all your buddies that just died laughing at that part. That's so true.
I never thought about that. Scene with your friends. It's like, hey, we should watch this movie. I'm just like, my face is in it. Oh. Okay, I think it's time for a game, my friends.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. The parents' names are Peter and Kate and Frank and Leslie, married couples. They each have 4 to 5 children.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to read you names, and you guys have to tell me what parent they belong to.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, got it.
All right.
Okay.
So the 2 categories, once again, are Peter and Kate or Frank and Leslie.
I don't know if I would have known Leslie, for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, that's good. It's good to know. Leslie, married to Frank.
Yeah.
She seems like probably the best person in here. I mean, putting up with Frank, seems like you have to have a good heart, right?
Fair. Yeah.
All right. So, I guess I'm going to do, I want you guys to keep your own score. How about we do that?
Okay.
All right. Buzz.
Peter and
Yeah.
Yeah, just shout it out.
I forgot
What's
her
the
name.
thing?
Wait, what's
Peter
her
and Kate.
Peter and Kate thing?
Okay, so Andrew gets a
You can
half
have
a
that one.
So
Is this
No.
Is this a speed competition?
no
Or is
no
it-
rush. But each of you make a decision, so you can. Doesn't matter who's first.
Okay.
We'll see whose list is more correct.
All right. Okay.
Okay. So Buzz, you guys both put in Peter and Kate. Sandra.
That feels like a made up name. No, I'm just kidding. I have a guess. Or do you have a guess, Andrew? Do you have something in your head?
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good.
I think mine is that's Frank's kids.
Yep.
I feel like I might know it from like Process of Elimination. Like I don't think I know any of those kids' names, but I think I know maybe
Yeah.
Kevin's siblings. But
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. Frank seems like he would name someone Sandra.
Sandra. Traveler's checks. Okay. Megan.
Megan,
Okay.
I think is Kate and Peter.
Yeah. Peter, Kate.
Okay.
Yep.
Jeff.
I think that's also.
I think it's Frank.
No, I think it's Peter and Kate.
Peter, Kate. I'm going to go Frank. Frank and
Okay.
Leslie.
Are you going to tell us? Or you're going to wait till
Oh, wait till the end.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got to remember what we guessed here.
I'm writing it down too. So,
Oh,
Okay.
great. Cool.
We're keeping our score, but then you're writing it down.
well,
Give
I
me a
didn't
hard
trust you guys to. The way Brad looked for a piece of paper.
You saw.
A plank of wood and a screwdriver. I can etch
Time out.
something in there.
Yeah, why don't you build a table and put it on there? So why is that a dig? Okay, Lenny.
Oh, that's Frank for sure. Frank and Leslie.
No, I think Lenny is also Kevin's sibling. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I think.
Oh, wait. Lenny is a girl?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll give you guys
okay,
that.
all right.
I don't know.
Lenny's a girl.
Okay, Lenny's a girl. I'm gonna stick with it. Doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters. This is huge. This is a huge
So
thing.
you're putting. What are you
Yeah.
both doing? You doing the same?
I'm going Peter and Kate.
Okay, and you're doing.
I'll go Frank and Leslie.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Kevin.
Peter and Kate.
Peter, Kate.
Nice.
PK.
Tracy.
I'm going Frank on that one.
I'm gonna go Peter, Kate.
Ooh.
Look at us. There's some tension in this podcast right now. Are we okay?
Yeah. We need to go ahead and pause. Real quick
Yeah.
to talk about
Yeah.
Can I talk to you guys off air for a second? Fuller.
Frank, Leslie.
Yeah, Fuller's. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Which is actually.
That would almost trick me.
Yeah.
But-
he's the Pepsi boy.
Right.
Yep. Mhm.
And he's also played by Macaulay. I don't remember his name, but it's Macaulay's brother. Little brother plays Fuller.
Yeah. Kieran.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's the guy from, if you've ever seen the show Succession.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
in Succession.
Mhm.
Is he on there? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That is it. You ready?
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have, for Peter and Kate, we have Buzz, Jeff, Megan, Lenny, and Kevin.
I think I got all those.
For Frank and Leslie, we have Tracy, Sandra. I missed Brooke.
Dennis Brooke.
Brooke
The whole thing over again.
and Fuller. So yeah, I think
Okay.
Andrew missed 2 and Brad.
Mhm.
Without Brooke, you're 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Well done.
Because there's one scene where, like, you know, he's talking to Santa. He's like, I don't want anything for Christmas this year. I just want my this, whatever. He just names them all off. That's the only reason I think I would know that.
Yeah. And even my Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he has some extra time, my Uncle Frank too.
Right. So good. That was a good game.
Thank you.
Wow.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have this moment where Kevin calls his mom and he goes, Mom, like when he gets scared. And that's when we flash to her on the plane and she goes, I just have this feeling. We talk about magic.
Yeah.
But Andrew, what kind of magic are we talking about when one person can connect to another person in a different area via the mind?
Nosferatu.
No.
Telepathy.
Ah.
Twin. Kevin is a twin with his mom. Plot twist.
I was given some Shining vibes. I think this feels very much like
Oh,
The
cool.
Shining. Just like when he...
So this is a sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, in spirit and presence.
Wow. Who knew?
Very cool. Yeah.
Okay, and so we have the amazing child services scene. So when they call...
Dude.
So
Oh,
good.
hi, ma'am. We
Crazy on 2, whatever, just knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
so good.
That, like, those workers and then the cop, like the officer that goes over to the house who doesn't absolutely bust the door down was so infuriating to me. Like, if I tell you my child is home alone and we are across the world, you need to go make sure he's safe. The lights are on. There's someone there.
Right.
And he's like, "Got. Tell her to count her kids again."
That's the best line. Don't
You're an
count her kids
idiot.
again.
Yeah. Absolute idiot.
I do...
Someone's home. What if he was like unconscious?
Yeah.
Right.
I do love me
So
some
good.
Chicago cops, especially in the 90s. Like, they had just like that vibe. Same thing with Die
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
You talk about that, just like that classic,
Yeah.
Down to count there.
Yeah.
It's like, McLean.
So good, man.
Yeah, the child services, we did a bit when I was worked in youth ministry, and we did it that like the parent was calling, being like, I need something for my kid to do on Wednesday. And it was basically this whole thing leading up to like, well, we've got the youth Christmas party, something stupid, but just like
Nice.
Yeah.
I just love the back and forth of them. Like, oh, this is more of a police issue. This is more of a child service issue. The guy eating that giant donut and just like,
Yeah.
you want us to go to your home and check on your son.
So good. man. You're right. Yeah, so good. Oh, man. Yeah. So perfect. The casting in that, like, I don't know that guy's name. I know he was in Friends, he had a part in Friends or whatever, but like, he's just so funny. Like, he's just so perfect, so dry and serious, but like, eating that donut, you just want us to go over there. Like, slowly says that. So good. So
That there's like a handful of awesome, well cast, like little character moments throughout the whole thing. It feels like everyone that the parents interact with is so intentional. There's no like wasted people, especially Gus, is that his name?
which one's that?
He's the like pretty well known comedian in the 90s. Or
John
actor
Candy.
John.
Yeah. Okay.
I think his name is Gus or something, and like him as a character was just outstanding. I'm sure we'll get to it. Like, we'll work our way linearly, but like the police officers like on the phone, Gus. It just feels like every time a character shows up, you're like, yeah, this is good.
So true. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Yeah, if you have, there's some stats about John Candy and like he only worked for a day or something like that, and he got paid nothing to do it or something. I'm sure Heath has notes or something about it. But I know it's something like that, like because he was kind of iconic in those days. Like, he was a big deal back then. So
yeah, that would have been I think like a good surprise. People were like, oh, sweet, John Candy's in this, and
right.
I like, we can talk more about it at the end or right now for that matter. But I love his scenes. He is just perfect in this. Polka King in the Midwest. Like she's trying to find her son, and he's like, "Do you recognize this song I did?"
He's name dropping. Very big at Sheboygan.
Very big
I love that line. Very big at Sheboygan.
We'll jump ahead. I've got it written down. Unless you guys know the number. Where's the hits? I don't know. 600 and yeah, I love he looks up too. He's like 623 copies actually. We sold to that.
I think like almost all his lines are improv.
Yeah.
From what
I bet. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He just went for it.
I love that he ends up being a way more supportive partner to Kate than Peter ever was throughout this whole movie. It's like
the 5 or 4 other kids that Peter has probably could have just stayed with Kate and Leslie. Apparently, it was right. You know, like I think that Peter could have gone with Kate and made it work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
He could have driven her the whole way.
Yeah. Hey,
he's
listen.
like, why don't we just get out of here and go to the hotel? And she's like, what are you talking about?
I'm tired. You're tired. Let's take the kids
Right,
home.
yeah. We're not thinking rationally here.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's just get some Taco
Maybe we do
Bell.
need to count our kids again. You know.
Yeah, maybe he's
get
here.
some milk and let's just kind of settle in.
Are we sure Kevin's not here? Like, are we sure?
Right.
Oh man. But yeah, they decide to go back, and she is just like, I'm going any way possible. And I just love that too in the movie, that it's basically, it was for no reason. She just had to go back, but it was like,
Literally.
didn't give her any bonus, like 5 minutes or whatever at the end.
That's a good.
It's
point.
like, I think it's like 90 seconds. I should have timed it, but when she walks in, it's a minute and a half before they walk in. And I was like, oh, I'm glad they addressed it. And she's like, why are you here? And he's like, you remember when I told you that we could fly out the next day? You should have done that.
That is great.
So when the family splits up, they go to that, I feel like very heavy-handed song, Bells Will Be Ringing, and they hug.
Yeah.
That's one of the parts that was cut for my VHS tape. So it always feels very, I don't love that. I feel like that's such a weird, like, music, but maybe it's just because I never saw it originally. It's like, feels like that's a weird ad. It's like, this is the bonus, you know, I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be disturbing to me. Yeah. I don't like I'm kind of anti deleted scenes. Like if I love something enough, I'm not watching anything extra, you know, because it's like, it would be disturbing if you grew up watching the VHS recorded, you know, TV version, and all of a sudden it's like, what? This isn't my Home Alone. Like this isn't how it's supposed to be.
And they're way too. Peter is way too like whimsical in it. He's like, "Don't you get lost? Don't you go get lost soon?" You know, like like flirting a little bit. You know.
It's like, do you want to go to the bathroom real quick?
Yeah.
Calm down, Peter. Yeah.
I think we can spare some time.
Yeah. You're not boarding for another. Yeah. Whatever.
Be a shame. What are we gonna do with all this downtime we have? Not the move, dude. Not the move. My word.
Man, that's honestly, that's the red flag that I've gotten for Peter, and I'm glad you're putting it into hands. Because I think he's the same. He's pretty much the same in Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin lost you. You were running through the airport with, like, no regard for where your actual child is. But anyway, 100%. I have a lot of aggression towards these parents for some reason. Like, you suck.
You're not great. Not great parents. So then we've got.
Once you have your own kids, you look at things differently, I guess.
Man, you really do. It's like, wow, it's really interesting. So we got Kevin going out and buying his own toothbrush. It's a classic bit, and I love how aggressive the lady. Oh, son, you're gonna have to pay for that, you know. And then he's like, clearly he's terrified of something, and the lady's like, Jimmy, stop that! And I'm like, it feels like he's like, the lady's like, kill him! He's stealing from him. Yes, yeah. And then Jimmy,
whatever it's
stole the toothbrush, like gets the cop. Like you're expecting the cop to like draw his gun. Yeah, literally.
Yep.
Oh man.
But like that's the another I think reminder that like Kevin is 8 and we see this through Kevin's eyes. He's like, I stole from the store. They're gonna literally kill me.
Yeah, I'm going to jail. Yeah.
I'm going straight to jail.
Right.
No
100%.
no trial. I don't see a judge. I'm locked away for the rest of my life. And that's the feeling. Oh,
that's a good point.
I never thought about that too, that I like that idea that it is exaggerated because it's from his point of view.
Yeah.
Like that's really interesting. I never thought about that. And then we've got the classic scene that I tried to recreate in my bedroom but did not work, of the fake family dancing with Michael Jordan on the train.
Oh.
I literally tried to tape a cardboard cutout to my train. It didn't work, but
That's hilarious.
He's like, and he's dancing around with it. I love the way he dances in there. So good. So good. Yeah, that's another, like, the soundtrack. I think that's another thing is like, maybe it's because of Home Alone that I think that all these songs are so classic, but like that song is it's Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. And I just love that song, man. It's just like it's one of my favorite classic Christmas songs. I'm like, which one came first? That song being classic or Home Alone being my favorite movie? You know what I mean?
Man.
But
Yeah.
It's so good.
I feel like,
well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like with the music, like John Williams had to have known with the inclusion of like all the Nutcracker stuff, beloved Christmas songs, like he knows when this releases, it will be nostalgic. Like first watch, you're going to feel like right in your heart there.
Yeah, you would think that, right? I also read something a long time ago, but it was like a oral history kind of thing of Home Alone. And they talked about, because it was a pretty low budget movie. I don't know or mid, but I don't know what it was. It was not expected to be like some, blockbuster hit. And so I think, but then like they got John Williams on board, and then they added his music in, and then all of a sudden people like believed in the movie. Mm-hmm. They're like, this could be something different. Like this is a special movie now all of a sudden. So yeah, you would think him watching and seeing those things is like, oh yeah, this is just a classic. But then again, I wonder how often people think that, and they're like, well, I guess we were wrong, about XYZ movies.
But, how many times do they hope it will be a classic or something like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The budget for Home Alone was $18 million, but it grossed $476 million.
Crazy.
And it's making money every year. It's got to be, right? Streaming rights or Blu-ray releases.
Yeah.
Did you get the steelbook for this one?
The steelbook from Best Buy? I got 4.
4 of them. I love that. Also, so when we have this fake party going on, we cut over to Paris. And just in case everybody forgot, the Eiffel Tower is dead back in the center.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up because that's such a we need a visual way of showing that they're in Paris,
Where are they? Oh, yeah, Paris.
Paris.
Because everybody has a view of the Eiffel Tower, from their backyard.
Yeah.
And a classic. So I think this is a classic John Hughes, the writer, joke. But when Buzz says, I'll give you 3 reasons, and he goes A, 2, and D.
Yeah. Another classic.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So good. Oh. All right, my friends. It's time for another game. You ready?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
This is trivia. So you literally said, Brad, that you could do some pretty good trivia.
Listen, yes, okay. I'm not gonna walk it back. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so confident in myself.
Should I give you
I'm going down. I'm gonna lose so hard.
Should we give you? We've been on a trivia kick. We gave Andrew's favorite movie is Alien, so we did Alien trivia. Oh, that was today's episode. And then next week on December 25th, we got Lord of the Rings trivia for me. So tune in next week to see me answer some questions. Okay, so we'll do this. Let's just do a little easier. I'll give you the answer right away, so you can just tally your own yes,
I see.
Yays or nays.
Great.
And you can phone your wife, Brad, if you feel the need to. I'll give you one from my friend.
I might. Okay, fun.
But this is.
I might have to text her.
This is light though. I feel like most people will. Okay. I think you guys will be okay. So yeah, you can just shout it out. It doesn't really matter time wise, but just like how many will you each get correct? All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with easy, go medium, then a little hard. What city does the McAllister family live in?
Chicago.
Illinois.
That was. We have to specify. Is that right?
Oh, that's my guess. I don't know. I was gonna guess Chicago. Yeah.
I feel like I kind of gave that away with my yep. So I'll try not to do that anymore. Chicago's the right answer.
Did you give it away by saying yes? That's the correct answer.
I think I kind of gave it away.
That's crazy.
When I said yes, that is the answer. Oh man. Okay.
Would you have known that, Andrew? You think?
I think yeah.
Yeah.
So
We just talked about the Chicago police.
Because that's true. And I thought, like, where do they live where they can get to the airport and on the plane, and it's 45 minutes.
Mm. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
have to live so close to the Chicago, like the O'Hare Airport.
Good point.
But anyway,
Yeah. All right. What are the names of the two burglars?
oh, Harry and Marv.
Yes, Harry Marv.
You didn't want to. You wanted him to say that because you didn't want to give it away, right?
No,
Thanks, Brad. Thank you.
that's not it. I don't want to. If I know it right away, I want to make sure that Andrew also gets time to think
Yeah,
about it.
that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, I'm just trying to play fair.
I get that.
This is a considerate guy right
I
here.
try my best, you know.
I stated this earlier, but what's the name of the scary neighbor Kevin befriends?
I know that one. Old Man Marley.
I don't know.
Old Man Marley.
Yeah.
Nice.
Check
Did
out
we
Old
get
Man
his
Marley.
first name?
Old Man.
Not that I
Or
know.
no.
Of. No.
It's
Ooh.
OLMAN.
Do you know?
Old Man Marley.
Old Man Marley.
Old Man. All right, and we just literally just talked about this. So, where's the McAllister family traveling for Christmas?
To Paris.
Paris.
Yeah.
To the Eiffel Tower.
To the Eiffel Tower, directly under it. Here's a little bonus I'll add for that because we just talked about it. Where do they go in Home Alone 2?
You know? I know.
I don't know.
We go to Miami.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Freak
cool.
us. Didn't look like this on our honeymoon. That's another classic quote in our family.
Oh,
It
man.
was on our honeymoon.
Such a great shot in the Home Alone 2 because they're just like panning past and like everyone's just like looking at the pouring rain, this dump of a motel, and they're like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Classic.
all right. So, okay. Oh, here's a fun one. So, what is the fake gangster movie Kevin uses to scare people? What's the name of the movie?
Ooh. Do you know it, Brad?
I would know it as a multiple choice. I don't know if I have the name exactly
Yeah.
right, but I have an idea in my head.
I'm going to guess. Like, is it Angels with Wings?
My guess is Angels with Filthy Souls.
Brad is correct. Yep. Angels.
Is that 100%? Is that
Nice.
word for word?
Angels
Okay.
with filthy souls.
Okay.
So,
Whoa.
yeah, if you guys, I'm sure you knew this, but they shot that mini movie for Home Alone. So,
Right. It's like a
Yeah.
fictional
yeah,
movie.
which is just, I love that. And then the
Yeah.
second one, the sequel is called Angels with Even Filthier Souls. I feel like we don't use the word filthy in our culture anymore. We should bring that back.
Not enough.
You know?
Yeah.
Just
That's
filthy.
filthy. Okay. Let's see that here. All right. So, what item causes Marv to scream in the basement?
In the
Oh, yeah.
basement? Oh, I think I know. You got it? I was gonna say a nail.
Yeah, the nail in the
So,
split.
this is kind of. I feel like this is incorrect, honestly, because I read this question.
He also, the iron drops on his
Right.
forehead, but I don't think he's really screams.
I think the answer that you're gonna say is tarantula, but
Yeah.
that was not in the basement.
Right. That's what I was going to say. So, this is a
Yeah.
bad question. So, we'll give you both a point for that.
Ooh.
All right.
Fun fact about the tarantula. I have a fun fact.
Let's hear
about
it.
that. I believe that his scream had to be like recorded in post. Like he wasn't actually screaming in the shot because it would have freaked out the spider too much or something like that.
Really?
So, he
Yeah.
just like open his mouth?
And also, yeah, I think so. I guess, and also I think he was just super terrified. Like, I mean, who wouldn't?
Right.
But like, I don't think Daniel Stern was like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. It was like, what? I think that was one take, like the whole thing that just worked
That's
out.
amazing.
I could be wrong about some of that, but I'm not. So,
Hey, it's law. You said it.
But I'm not.
Nutcracker was, Nutcracker music was inspired.
Right.
I know it for sure.
Yeah. I think if you just say things like statements, I think they come out
Exactly.
Actually,
okay.
fun fact, Home Alone, the music from Home Alone inspired the Nutcracker play,
That's what it was. Yeah.
which, so Nutcracker came out because of Home Alone.
Well,
Which Macaulay Culkin is in the Nutcracker, video production. Did you know that? It's like a
Oh,
thing.
wait, is that actually?
It's actually true.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like,
cool.
yeah. So maybe you're right, bro. Maybe you're honest.
that's amazing.
They are deeply connected.
100%. Yeah.
Well, actually, so originally this movie was written in the 40s, but the wife of the original writer didn't want it to be about Kevin, so they renamed it to Nosferatu.
Nosferatu. Yes.
I was trying to come up.
Nosferatu was 1922.
I know.
Jeez.
I was trying to come up with a different name for Home Alone. I could not think of anything. It's like, what's a parody of Home?
Home is Nos. I'm not great with Latin.
Whoa.
Nos is home. Alone is Veratu, I think. So,
Yeah, Nos.
It's not even how you say it, is it? It's
Nosferatu.
Nos.
Latin.
You were reeling me in. I was like, it actually, oh my God.
This guy knows Latin.
That's actually easy. What? Honestly, when you said Latin, I was like, well, maybe, with some of your ministry background, you've taken some classes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he's got his MDiv and that stuff. So yeah, it's Hebrew, Greek. Oh, that's great.
All right.
Hilarious.
Back to seriousness here. Come on, let's get our serious.
Right.
What airline does the McAllister family fly?
I think I got it. Well,
You got it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's American. I think. Yeah.
Well, I didn't even have a guess.
American is my guess, even though United is based in Chicago, so it should be United, but
Ooh.
I don't know. That's American.
I'm going to say United.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is American. American
go.
Airlines.
There you go.
Yeah, it's so funny because if you think about like how many times they do show the plane, it is such a commercial for that airline. It's so funny, just like American Airlines, and like obviously it didn't work super great, but on Andrew, but
Yeah, well, I didn't know that Harry was in the beginning of the movie, so I don't notice things very well.
Did you watch the movie? Did you watch this?
Have I ever seen it? No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
All right.
Read the Spark Notes.
What type of toothpaste does Kevin buy at the store?
Wow. No idea. I could guess. One that's approved by the American Dental Association.
Is it bubble gum?
Oh, I was going to guess like Colgate or something.
Well, you guys want to lock in an answer?
I'm going to say bubblegum flavor. Yeah.
No, he's too responsible for bubble gum. He's going straight up.
He's a young man.
Colgate or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
Colgate.
Dude.
It's like you're like
You are next level.
That's not impressive. That's just
No, your guesses are so. Your heart is the compass.
the compass. It's like
Yes,
he
you're like
would never.
I don't.
Oh, he would not waste his mom's money
Yes,
with bubble gum.
exactly.
yeah.
Yes. You're. Oh, that's impressive.
That's
I'm happy.
no. Don't be
I'm so
I'm impressed.
Too late.
Don't
Too
act
late.
like you're not impressed. Okay, what song does Kevin play while setting up traps in the house? So it is a classic Christmas song that is happening.
Really? This is an interesting question to me, Heath, because right now, like I said, my 4-year-old loves the soundtrack, and so I thought the song was "Setting the Trap" by John Williams, but within that song, it's kind of like "Carol of the Bellsy." So that's my guess as to what you're asking.
Well, Carol of the Bellsy is correct.
Okay.
Nice.
No, because it is weird too. Because I think you're right. I think there is that opening up the map, dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
So like he does do that, but then it is straight up Carol of the Bells later on. But
That's cool.
okay, what is the name of the pizza delivery company?
Oh, it's. Oh, I have it. It's
Say it.
No.
Oh, he's got it. You got it.
You don't even need to say
Ooh,
it.
It's
obvious.
Yeah, he doesn't have to guess.
Something-
You get that point. You get that point.
something Nero's.
Yeah.
Okay, Brad, help me out.
I think it's Little Nero's.
Little Nero's. Yeah. And on the car, it says, it's like delivered in 20 minutes or you don't pay. Like, that's such a weird way to say that. Like, you could just say it's free.
Or you don't pay.
20 minutes or it's
You
free.
don't
But it's like, we deliver in 20 minutes or you do not pay.
I love the joke though about just like Little Nero's pizza. It's so funny because it's the play on Little Caesars, but Nero, I believe, was the guy who like slaughtered all the Christians. Like,
Oh, wow.
so it's like
Okay.
not the one that you could argue about Caesar, but like it's probably not the one that you're like, yeah, that was a good one, right?
Right. Let's name our franchise after this guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't the Heath. You misspoke. Jeez, there were no Christians yet because I'm pretty sure Nero was the one that ordered the little Jewish boys in Bethlehem to be killed.
No.
Correct?
False.
Because Herod
That's
was around
Herod.
when Jesus was 35.
There are two Herods.
I'm more of a Latin guy myself, so I don't know.
Well,
no,
that is so funny. I totally was sucked in. It's like, wow, okay, so Latin nos. Okay, like let's get the Latin name for. Oh, Lord. No, there are two Herods though. So there was different Herods that killed babies in Bethlehem, and then there was a different Herod that sent him to Pilate.
Man, I'm in the Bible right now. Keep the show rolling. I'll let you know. I don't believe
Let's crack open our Bibles real quick.
Yeah,
that's right.
A quick little Bible drill from the spine,
from the spine.
one-handed.
One-handed.
Okay, here's a fun little question. How many times does Marv step on a nail in the first Home Alone?
Multiple? I just thought I can't think of more than one. When else would he? Yeah, I can only think of one.
I'm gonna say
Feels like there's
two.
gotta be more. Yeah, but I can't think of them. Are you just guessing, or you have it? You have a.
Oh, I'm totally guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's once.
Dang it. That was a very misleading question.
I do feel like
so misleading.
I love that question though, because I was like, it does feel like it happens more. Like it really does. Because like, well, I think with the amount, okay, so here's a little bonus from Home Alone 2. I didn't separate these. So our last question: what famous department store is featured in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York?
Department store.
Toy store.
Oh. It's fictional though, right? Got it. Do you got it, Andrew?
No, not even close.
You've seen so many more movies than me. I just know.
Senders? I don't know.
Duncan's Toy Chest.
Duncan's Toy Chest.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Which was based off of F.A.O. Schwartz. Fun fact.
Oh, nice. That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read the scores, or should we just say Brad won and move on?
Dude, Brad,
are you deep into the Bible right now?
I'm deep into Luke chapter 2.
I'm ready to take on anybody that has any trivia for me. Send it my way.
Yeah,
I would love to. Because come on, Keith. Those are too easy.
Yeah.
You know
what is Kevin McAllister's middle name?
Yeah.
Peter.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, because it's after his dad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's his dad. That's his dad's
so
name,
honestly, I wrote this game, and by wrote I mean I looked it up on ChatGPT.
Nice.
And I didn't know you were the level of Home Alone fan. I was like, you're right. I'm not prepared. I should have been like,
I was giving you a hard time. No.
What's the art director's son's name?
Yeah.
Deep cuts.
That's the kind of stuff I don't know. That's fair. Yeah. If it's not like the movie itself, if it's facts about the movie or $18 million budget, I would have never known that. So anyway, it's fun.
Yeah, we don't talk about budgets too much, but we did dive into that last time. Andrew, you got some Bible knowledge for us?
You were right, Heath. I'm sorry.
Andrew,
I don't know.
Punched left and right. You know.
I don't know if it's. Hey, I am nothing but humble.
That's right.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I feel
very
bad.
good.
Says the guy.
I was gonna say I'm more Christian than you, but now that feels like
I'm
a bad play.
Way more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that whole two Herod business checks out. I teach Old Testament. I don't do the New Testament.
There you go.
But I love it. I love the New Testament. Mark my words.
You're one of those that just only New Testament.
Yeah.
You know?
Just really connects with me.
Yeah. Man.
Anyway.
All right. Okay, so we've got the thieves back on. So the Harry and Marv are casing the place. They've got a plumbing, which I love. It's OK Plumbing on the side of the truck. And I love that. I can't remember. It had a super. Do you remember the tagline on the truck? It was funny. I don't remember what it was, but so then John Candy shows up when the mom's like struggling to get back, approaches. I mean, we talked about it a bit, but this is such an iconic John Candy. He just like drops in, and I feel like it's my favorite part of the movie, to be honest. But I always I forget it so many times.
Yeah.
Like,
like him when they're in the back of the bus or the van or whatever, and he like has his clarinet and he like holds it over to her and he goes, "You want to try it?"
No,
like
try
it. He doesn't. Yeah, come on, try it. He doesn't hand it to her. He's holding it ready to play. He's like, blow on it. He's like, just try it out. And I've never once, I'm not a musician, but I've never heard any musician, especially like a what do they call, the brass or a woodwind instrument. Yeah, I've never heard of anyone being like, hey, you want to try? No, really, come on. I insist. Come on.
Surely you know how to play something.
Yeah. Can you just please?
That is so true. Yeah. Hey, I'm playing my guitar. I'm like, just take the pick and strum it. I'll play the left.
Yeah,
hand,
just
like,
you're like right there. You still have the chord form. Get in here. Get in here. Quick little 1-2.
That's a good point. Have you seen the rumors that like, I think it's the scene right before John Candy's scene when she's like, I've been to, whatever. I don't know all the cities, but I've been to this city and this city and this city. And where am I now? They're like Scranton. That scene where she's talking to the flight attendant, or not flight attendant, whatever, airplane, airport worker.
I don't know what that position's called.
That's the legal name for them, is person at the airport. No.
Yeah.
In the background, there's a rumor that Elvis is in the background of that scene.
Whoa.
Like,
what?
Yeah. It's like, that's Elvis back there. And I think that's hilarious to just imagine, like, yeah, they just snuck Elvis in and just put him in the background of the scene and no one talked about it. And
real quick.
No one admitted it. And they just had access to Elvis, and then he just left, and no one ever saw him again.
And then they distract you with John Candy.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Who knows? I love the idea of it, though.
Yeah.
I love that Elvis could be in Home Alone.
It's canon. We can make it canon. That's totally, that's Elvis.
Yeah.
I love it too, because like as Star Wars got more popular, there's a lot of famous people that like wanted to be like a stormtrooper or something. Like, just put me in it. And I love the idea, like, for some reason, this unreleased new series of like Elvis is like, I have to be.
Yeah, right. Low budget
He
film.
comes back. Yeah.
But also, wasn't he dead by then? 1990?
Oh, is he dead now?
Well,
I was kidding.
Well, we never know.
Supposedly, no. But if he's
100% he was dead.
Okay.
That's why it was like such a
he is alive.
Oh, this is Elvis.
And that's
yeah. Right. Kind of a fun fact though.
So yeah, we talked about that already. Like Polka King in the Midwest, 623 copies. Oh, in Chicago, Sheboygan, very big.
Very big.
Sheboygan. Maybe Sheboygan.
Oh man, he's such a funny guy. Do you guys have like a favorite John Candy movie or a moment?
I mean, planes, trains, and automobiles.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest one that I know him from.
Me too. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know him super in depth, but he's so funny in that one.
Yeah.
It's just
we were just on the Doodads podcast. Some of our friends, they rate Mountain Dew. It's a great show.
Nice. Yeah.
And we talked about funniest movie scenes, and I had the scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles where he's realizing John Candy was the guy that stole his cab, and he just like he does his little like shock face, and it's like a door is in the airport just like in front of him, and just like it's just a look, and it's John Candy. And it's hilarious. Like, I love it. Like, man, those like some of those classic like funny like comedians. It's just like
totally.
They look like
you're
ready to laugh like no matter what they do.
Yes.
It's so great.
Oh man, so good.
I will forever remember. Where's your hand? It was between two pillows.
So
Those
good.
are those. All right. So then we've got the so Kevin goes to the church. And he meets old man Marley. And one of those things too, like you talked about like seeing, like wanting something different to happen. I'm always like, it feels new that like this guy is like befriending Kevin. I don't know. It's just, it is such a like, it's a movie I've seen so much, but it's like, it's such a special moment that he's like, and then man, your heart just breaks for this guy. Cause like, I had a falling out with my son, so I don't get to see my granddaughter.
Right.
You're just like, oh gosh. Right. What a punch to the heart.
Yeah.
Somebody punches my heart right in the balls. You know what I mean? It's just one of those moments, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's a sweet, like, dang, poor guy.
Yeah.
So, Yeah.
You immediately relate. Like even as a child, you're like, oh, like imagine if that was my grandpa.
Right. Yeah.
There's automatic empathy. Yeah.
Another quotable line, and there's when they're talking about like, all my grandpa got me last year, or, was a sweater. That's nice. Not if you're in the second grade, it's not. You get beat up for something like that. We say you can get beat up for something like that, for wearing something like that. Another good one.
That was good. I love that he's the one that like saves Kevin at the end.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, I mean, mom is trying to get back to him as best as she can, but it was the connection that he made with someone by overcoming fear, and he built a relationship with somebody because he was willing and like courageous enough to like step out, and that is what saved him. Yeah,
that's a good word. And because he went to church, that's ultimately,
and he went.
There's
to
a
church.
Devo there, hey, go to church when you don't want to, even when life is hectic,
Yep,
100%. Yeah.
That'll preach right there.
That'll preach, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if life's hectic, that's more reason you should go to church. You feel alone?
Yeah.
Go to church.
That's even Kevin McAllister had time to go to church. Where you been?
He had to execute Operation Ho Ho Ho, and he took time away from that. Yeah.
I love he names it Operation Ho Ho Ho.
What is your Operation Ho 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 that you need to give up for this?
What is pulling you away from going to church tonight?
Yeah, so good.
Dude, the stunt comedy is so specific to Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's almost Jackie Chan-esque. Like Jackie Chan is the man, especially in like the 90s, 80s, like some of the 70s, for comedy just through stunts and like potential injuries, all that stuff.
Right.
And they just took it and converted it so well.
Yeah.
Like the physical comedy, I think that's what I was looking for.
Right.
And that's my favorite part of the entire movie.
I mean, as
down.
a kid, you didn't care about the magic of the music and the
no.
Like you look back and like all that stuff culminates into making it what it is. But yeah, 100%. Even now, it's like I'm still just more than anything looking forward to when he sets the traps and the paint cans. Oh man, just all of it. Home Alone 2 even funnier, I think. Like the stunts and stuff. Like when he throws those bricks down and then he keeps nailing Marv. I mean, but like, yeah, I think the casting of Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci, like Joe Pesci when he was, I don't know, that was the first movie I ever seen him in. But now as an adult, I've seen like Goodfellas and Casino, like these movies where he's like an actual scary guy. But back then it was like, this guy's kind of scary. But I think he was like the perfect person because he didn't scare kids, but he also made it to where it's like convinced the adults in the room of like, no, this guy's actually like really scary. Like he means business kind of thing. So, oh man, but yeah, as a kid, that's the part that I'm excited to watch with my kids. It's like they're gonna love that. They're gonna tolerate everything else, but like that's the part that's
hysterical.
Yes.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh man,
do you have a favorite trap?
From the first one or like all of them together? Because I think in total, where he does like the staple gun to the crotch in Home Alone 2 is so funny.
Yeah.
Also, just always, probably to this day, I would still laugh out loud when Marv sticks his head through the doggy door or whatever that is, and Kevin's just holding the BB gun right there and just goes, hello, and just nails him. Like, that is just peak, just hilarity to me as well. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think those were a couple of them. I do have a least favorite trap, which is the feathers in the face. Like that wouldn't stop anybody. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. But I don't know. What about you? Do you have a favorite?
Ooh, yeah, I think probably my favorite is the ice on like the first thing that Marv gets is the ice down the steps.
Okay.
Like they're both slipping around on their frozen steps, right? But like how Marv does like his physical comedy with like he finally gets his crowbar on the door and it's like the top down shot and he pulls himself up and then his feet go out to the side. Oh, I lose it every time. It's so good.
That is something I would like to see the deleted scenes of. I'm like, how many times did it take like how many times were you doing something similar? Like how do you even act that? Like do they truly just have ice that he just falls down a lot on? Like
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work.
Like, and how long can you spend on something like that?
Right.
And when he leaves the basement to go like, okay, I can't go this way.
Right.
And like as leaves, closes the door, and just trips. You're like, oh man, that's
so good. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I kind of forgot about that one. I think Home Alone 2 is a little more fresh because I've seen it this year. And there's also a scene where finally Harry gets his head like on fire like they do in the first one. He gets it again, and then he tries to dunk his head into the toilet. And he does like an amazing handstand, like upside down thing. And like the toilet's got kerosene in it or whatever it is, and just blows up the house. It's just hilarious.
So good.
So yeah, I mean, there's no shortage of great ones in there, but I think Marv is definitely out of the two of them the funnier one.
Yeah,
you know. So
absolutely.
Anyway, and then Home Alone 2, when he gets electrocuted, when Marv that scared me as a kid. Like I did not like that scene when he like turns into a skeleton for like a half second.
Yeah,
that was not funny to me. That was like the scene that I was like, I don't want to watch this part.
Like, please no.
My parents would make me fast forward that part when I watched that.
Really?
Yeah, they was like, it's too scary, so we got to fast forward
it. Was disturbing.
Yeah. It's fair. You see the skeleton.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had to step out for a second to deal with my kid, but he's okay. We're all good.
Okay.
Nice. You know, babies, they don't care for the pods sometimes, but
yeah, sure.
So yeah, a lot of those falls were real, which is crazy. Like the stunt guys, like the back, they call it something. I used to know it, but like the one where they slip and then they go and land on their back, like that's called something. That's like a classic stuntman move.
Really?
And it's real. Like there are falling, like it's a stunt guy doing it, but he's like literally hitting his back on concrete.
Yeah, it's an art.
It's nuts.
Wow.
And it's just like, it's crazy. I used to know this kid that in our high school that would always do like backflips off like random stuff. He's like, this roof is actually not that high, and so we do like a gainer off of it. Just like an insane kid.
Jeez.
And then he went to go work in stunt stuff. Like, and I was like,
really?
Oh,
that's
cool.
What? That's that kid. That's the guy that goes to be in stunt man.
You were made for
Yeah,
this.
it's like, yeah.
Wow.
Enjoy.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, the stunt work in this, like this movie does feel like it has so much going on. Like we talked about, like the touching moments, like the humor, but then it's like, yeah, the pyrotechnics, like just like, especially in the second one with the blowing up, the Marv getting the flame on the head.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. And I think as a kid that we were saying, just like that is what made, that's what ultimately made Home Alone amazing as a kid. It was not all the other stuff. It was like, no, this 20 minutes or however long it is the whole movie for kids. So
I really love that movie too. That really does ramp up at the end. Like it gets more exciting, more like, man, it's just such a fun way to do that. So we've got the zip line when Kevin goes out the back, and my favorite dark joke in the movie. Do you know what I'm talking about, Brad? What Harry says when they come up to the window.
Wait.
No, I don't. Marv says, he goes, where'd he go? And then Harry goes, maybe he committed suicide.
He does?
Yes. It's like under.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's like under his breath. Yeah, but it's like, well, that's a dark joke. I mean,
whoa,
really?
Yep.
I have never noticed. I'm gonna have to rewatch it just for
right
that.
after this.
That's
grab
funny.
some cheese pizza.
Yeah,
glass of milk.
Yes,
just to grab some milk.
Get a nice ice cold. People are gonna resonate with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some Milk Gang people out there.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Milk Nation.
No, I've never heard that. I don't. Yeah, I never knew that. Maybe it's because after that is when he says a cuss word. Kevin does, and so I'm just looking forward to the cuss word.
Yeah,
I'm like, here we go.
Here it is.
This is the part where I have to tell my parents, like, don't worry, I won't say that.
I would never.
I know.
I would never. Why would you even assume?
I know that's bad.
Yeah, I know that's bad. That was it. I know that's bad. I won't say that. Don't worry.
Yeah. In the second one, he calls him. I can't remember if it's the same one as this one, but in the second one, he throws bricks on him, and he goes, "Right here, you horse's ass." And
yeah.
Same one. Or at least at some point, he calls him a horse.
Okay, yeah. It just like that is such a funny term. Yeah, especially because back then I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible, and now I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh man. So then, we talked about old man Marley saves him. I saw this fairly recently that Macaulay said Joe Pesci actually bit him when they were doing that scene, and he has a scar on his finger.
No way.
From Joe Pesci.
What?
Made it real. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
And it's kind of messed up, honestly, but I've also heard that Joe Pesci was very method in that. He wouldn't talk to Kevin. So when he could come, he was wanting to scare him.
He was truly scared.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's also, okay, did we really need to go that far? You know? It's like that class.
I was just going to say, I've always heard, how Harry, Joe Pesci, he'll be like, Fritter.
Yeah.
Making these, and it's because I think originally he was just saying the F word, over and over again. And they're like, hey, this is a PG movie. You can't, you can't cuss. And so he's like, all right, I'll just say fridge and, whatever, all these different things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So maybe he was just truly method acting and just this is what I would say if I were in this situation. I would bite this kid and I would cuss him out and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And hey, you can't do that.
You can't fight another actor.
Oh, that's
right.
Joe, come on.
A child.
Wow.
Yeah, he used to.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he used to be in so many. He was a part of so many. Still is, but Martin Scorsese movies. Like Goodfellas and all that kind of stuff. And
yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah.
When your kid was acted up. Yeah.
But he said that he had to read those scripts. They had so many cuss words, you have to read them that way. And I just feel like that's such method. Seriously, dude. I don't know. They talk about how I'm not an actor whatsoever, but they talk about how it's man, it's interesting. The people who go method are always the jerks. No one method acts a nice guy. It's this no, I need to be a jerk. I need to go home and take this out on my family because
they're insistent.
I am method.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, awesome, guys. Do you have any closing thoughts on Home Alone?
Dude, stands the test of time. So good.
Yes. I will say I get so frustrated when I watch it with somebody who's like, how would they ever do this? There's no way they would do this. I'm like,
lame.
Let's just watch it. You shouldn't be watching this for the first time when you're 25 years old anyway. Whatever, And there was one time I remember watching it with my girlfriend in high school and her sister and her boyfriend or something, whatever. And it was just they were being lame. And I was like, stop. So if you're out there, don't be those people.
No.
I think you could do that for every single movie ever, but there's definitely plot holes in it. But overall, it's just it's the best, man. I don't know. It's obviously got the humor. It's obviously got the music and the nostalgia, and it's got the funny A to D kind of humor, but it's also got the slapstick physical humor. It's just the best. I don't know what else to say, but overall it's something I'll watch every year probably and enjoy every time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like it is almost a celebration of earlier movies too, with everything you just said, just well written comedy, but just slapstick and just a bit of everything. Right. And now it's what, 24 years old, something like that, and just 34. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being over 30 years old?
Jeez, that guy must be ancient. Yeah.
Wow. So old. How old are you, Andrew? Again, so for Brad,
15.
Just a child.
15 with a beard.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Yeah.
I'm 27.
So he is.
There you go.
He makes fun of me for being old.
He's a young.
Yeah.
Well, isn't your wife 14?
Yeah, he's a child bride.
Basically.
I'm just kidding. We had a talk in Maui about how there was a lot of guys that had younger, wives that were younger than them.
And I celebrate it. So
that's I'd be proud of that. Yeah, 100%. My wife, 6 months older than me, she's so ancient.
Yeah. Man,
God.
Yeah. I've got 10 days on my wife.
There you go.
Robbing makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that maturity really does weigh into your relationship?
Oh, every day.
Every day.
Yeah. She goes, when will you mature more? And I go, stop asking.
And you look up from building your Legos. What? I missed that.
Can you leave me alone? I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That's
sweet.
great.
Wow.
But yeah, man, it's the best. I don't know what else to say about it besides just, and I think it's awesome that it ends so sweet. I think that's probably part of the reason I love it so much. Is like, yeah, sure, it's a little cheesy, but like even my son, I keep coming back to him and how he loves the story, but he loves the ending. Where Kevin reunites with his mom, and it's like there's something sweet about that, even though this mom is completely flawed, and what in the world was she doing just leaving her son at home and whatever, all these different things. It's like at the end of the day, they love each other, and it's a sweet moment.
Yeah.
Yep. And I don't know. Sometimes it's like, oh, you applaud a movie when it doesn't end the way you think it's going to end. It's like, but some movies just have to end the right way.
You gotta.
So
Yep. You gotta have it.
anyway.
Yeah, that's that Christmas movie you want. You want the happy ending and the resolution there. And I don't know. I do feel like they are such jerks to each other, but I think there is that through line of just like loyalty. I feel like you get that they're like, we're home, we're all together. Like I do feel that, So like I think that's part of the special.
Absolutely.
There. So Andrew, you got any
So good.
Final thoughts, dude? No.
It's
Nothing.
beautiful.
So
That's
good.
Cool. So awesome. Well, Brad, thanks so much for being on, man. This is so fun having you.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. Where can people? What should people check out? How can they check out what you do? And
Sure. Ghost Runners is our podcast name. It has nothing to do with ghosts. It's just called that because we had no reason to call it that. Basically, Ghost Runners podcast. Also, my woodworking business is called Ellis Custom Creations. Or you can check out our video channel at Gene Shorts Comedy.
Nice.
Gene is in like blue jeans, not like genetics. Gene Shorts Comedy.
Me and
that's it. I think that's all the things I have to plug.
Me and Andrew actually started Gene Shorts Comedy, GENE, and it's biological humor.
Pretty niche. Yeah.
Yeah. But don't get it twisted. We are your direct competition.
Yeah.
I love
going
it.
Gene
Good for
Shorts
you
Comedy.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh man. You were coming for you. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, appreciate anybody that wants to check it out. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for being on. We'll link your shows. Home Alone.
Sure.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, absolutely.
Merry Christmas.
right,
May your what's the line, Andrew from Dune? May thy night,
May your night
shatter.
chip and shatter. Lisan al Gaib.
See, that's why you didn't get the trivia for Home Alone, because stuff like that.
I've got a lot of Dune up here.
Sweet.
All right,
Go see a movie.
Go see a movie.
Yeah.